be taking a look at two streaming web cameras. So on the top right of my screen here, I've got the Melcam FHD 1080p streaming web camera. And then down here on the left, I've got the Razer Kiyo, which is also a 1080p streaming web camera. Both of them are going to offer you a lot of the same functions. Both have an autofocus feature as well as an adjustable ring light. They also have microphone and audio capabilities, so we're going to be taking a look at all of that today. Right now, I have started with my room completely dark. The only thing that's lighting me right now is my actual computer itself. Both ring lights are off, and I am speaking to you guys through my Blue Yeti Pro. That way we have a nice baseline on what the audio sound audio quality is of each individual camera. So firstly, the ring lights between the two. So the difference is on the Melcam, we're going to have 3 different settings for the lights. So this is the first one. And those are accessible through a touch button on the side of the camera. So it's a nice full light. This is actually the one that I used when I tested out this web camera several times. This was the light setting that I used because I felt like it didn't wash me out, because I am very pale, I wasn't reflecting a lot, and it amply filled the room. So this is going to be the second function here. Starts to get a little bit more bright, a little bit more lively, and then we're going to go all the way up to the third option. So this is going to be the most bright that you can get. This is really good if you have a larger space, or if you're not as pale as I am, you might need more light because I do reflect a lot. So we're going to go ahead and turn that back off. As you can see, while I have been adjusting the light, I think that the Melcam does a better job than the Kiyo does at keeping up with the autofocus, as well as keeping up with my features and making me look clear on screen, as opposed to the Kiyo, which kind of looks a little grainy, a little bit blurry, especially when more light is put on me and I reflect more onto the camera. It starts to wash me out a lot more. So the Razer Kiyo, for its lighting, is going to have a ring light that actually works via a knob. So you actually turn the sides of the Kiyo itself, and it's going to turn on the ring light. So I'm just going to start here at the bottom. So this is the darkest with light on that your, the dimmest, if you will, that your Razer Kiyo can go. So I'm just going to slowly crank it up as we look and see how the cameras themselves adjust to my face. I think the Melcam is catching up a little bit quicker than the Kiyo is. The Kiyo still looks kind of grainy. The Melcam still looks, even though I'm starting to get washed out with how much light's on me, the Melcam looks a lot more clear, I think. Alright, so this is the brightest that the Kiyo can go, which is brighter than the Melcam can go. So there are more personalization things that you can do with the lighting on the Razer Kiyo as opposed to the Melcam. The Melcam is a little bit more limited. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this back down because I'm sure that I'm blinding some people who are watching this. Alright, so now both lights are back off. You can kind of compare the two. So just to recap on the actual image that both camera is producing, I think the Melcam is a lot less grainy. I think it has a lot more clarity to it, and the autofocus is a lot quicker. Sometimes I feel like the Kiyo struggles to keep up, and the Melcam is very quick to adjust to lights and settings and all that good stuff, and if I'm leaning forward or stepping back from the screen. So now I'm going to switch off of my Blue Yeti, and I'm going to put on the Melcam first. So we're going to take a look at how the microphone and audio stuff of the Melcam is. So let me just switch that over here. Alrighty, so now you guys are hearing me through the Melcam FHD. So when I recorded some stuff using the Melcam microphone, I noticed that it's a lot more grainy. There's some static that you're hearing. This microphone is decent. You can understand what people are saying, but you're not going to get a lot of clarity out of this microphone. This is going to be a very just base level. It is a microphone. You can hear me. So if you're doing a Zoom meeting, it's just fine, but if you're looking for clarity, not really sure if this is the road that you need to be going down, but on a base level, it works. So we're going to switch over now to the Razer Kiyo and get a feeling for the sound and audio or microphone quality of the Razer Kiyo. So let me just switch this over here. All right. So now you are hearing me through the Razer Kiyo. So there was actually a brief moment where my microphone was being borrowed by a friend who had to do a voiceover type thing, and so I used the Razer Kiyo microphone to do my streams for maybe like 2 or 3 streams. And although the quality wasn't as good as a standalone mic is, like my Blue Yeti is my favorite thing in the world, I was really impressed with the quality of the Razer Kiyo's mic and how it sounded when I listened back to it. Because when you look at a webcam, you don't really expect it to have a super, super high quality microphone, especially for the price range that we're dealing with these web cameras. Typically, these are more used for just streaming and your actual image. Most people I know who stream do have a different mic that they use, so that's not typically something that I feel like someone's looking for in a camera, but having that function is so nice, especially if you are down a microphone or if you don't have your headset, if you usually use a headset microphone like some people I know. Having a backup on your webcam itself is so good, especially if it is a good quality one, which I think that the Razer Kiyo is really nice for that, and it saved me in a couple of really tight pinches. So I think both of these cameras have a lot of goods and a lot of could use improvements. So I think if you're looking at just a video quality in and of itself without anything else, the Melcam is going to have a better bang for your buck here. As you can see, it's adjusting to me moving and autofocusing to me a lot better and quicker than the Razer Kiyo is, whereas the Kiyo looks a little bit grainier. You can see more light reflecting off my face, my features aren't as defined, so I can look kind of washed out with the Razer Kiyo sometimes just because of how blurry it can be. Whereas opposed to the microphone audio quality, I really think that the Razer Kiyo comes out on top there because you don't hear any static, there's no graininess, there's no echo to the audio itself when you listen back to the microphone from the Kiyo. So I think if you're looking at it on a mic base, then the Kiyo is definitely going to be where you're going to want to go. As far as the ring light goes, it really depends on what you need out of a ring light. So since I am so pale, I don't need that much light on my face or else I start to get really washed out. So having all of the options for the Razer Kiyo is kind of unnecessary for me personally. However, it is really nice to have those personalization capabilities. I actually could get by with just what the Melcam offers because, like I said, the first setting of the Melcam ring light is absolutely perfect for me. I don't need any more light and I don't need any less. It's absolutely just enough for me. So I think they're both very comparable. I think it really depends on what you're going for when you're going out to buy your camera. I would say that the Kiyo is triple the cost of the Melcam, so do with that information what you will. If you're looking for something with just good video quality, you're not looking to use the microphone, you have a separate ring light, you don't need all of the ring light personalizations, the Melcam might be a better option for you. Whereas if you typically work with Synapse on all your other stuff, because the Kiyo is Synapse compatible and you need more ring light options and you want a nice backup microphone just in case you don't have yours accessible for some reason or something breaks, then you can always fall back on your Razer Kiyo mic and you've got something good just in case. But I think both are great webcams. I don't think you could really go wrong with either, but I hope that this has been helpful and we'll see you guys next time.